I don't know why, but this song makes me happy. Antigua Shipyard is the first map for the PvP. Starting to the top of the map, we have our Caspar Protoss player, the OSL champion.
SK Telecom T1, Rain.
Currently 0-3. Does not want to go the route of MVP and go 0-4.
He has a -5 map score in this group. And to the bottom of the map starts his opponent with one best-of-3 win over his opponent earlier on, Violet, with a 2-0, and losing against Sniper with 0-2. This is his third game.
AGIM Seed.
Has good chances of advancing if he takes down Rain.
Yeah, if he takes down Rain here, then he'll have a pretty good chance, pretty good shot. This is our only Protoss versus Protoss of the day, as there are only 2 Protosses in the group.
And for Seed it would also be good and also very important if he is able to win with a 2-0.
Very true.
If he actually takes the game now with a 2-0, he will be, for the time being, the second in the group.
Yeah. Rain's map score can only affect Seed negatively. It doesn't help him. You can see the win rate versus Protoss here. 100% win rate right now, currently, for Rain, who has played only 3 sets in total, though. And for Seed, you know, not so good, despite the fact that he won against MC. Here's the map win rate. Much better for Seed as well. With a lot more games, a lot more experience.
Yep. This is a map where Blink Stalkers are really effective because of the high ground, of course. You can also see a lot of Protoss versus Protoss where we just see both players taking a natural, taking the expansion, and then trying to opt for the late game. Prize money for Seed in his career, mostly of course because of his win in the GSL Season 3.
Yeah. Right now we have both players taking double gas. So no sort of Warp Prism, 4 gates, no 4 gates. No 3-gate pressure to expand. Just going to be a tech play into expand. Double gates for Rain. And for Seed, probably going to go for Robo into an expand, I feel, on this map. You can also go Phoenixes. This map is good for Phoenix.
Yeah. There are a lot of options that you can go for on a map like this, and we mentioned the Blink Stalkers already, which is of course a little bit similar to what you can do on a map like Cloud Kingdom. There's a lot of surface area where the high ground vision will enable you to just jump up the ramp. If you play against a Robo player, then the amount of Immortals is the most important thing.
Yeah.
And we have now for Seed the first sentry, and this always indicates that you go either for an expansion or you want to start your tech and kind of save your base, or at least be safe against some kind of aggression. Rain is using the Blink Stalker build that we just talked about.
Yes. There it is, the Twilight Council. And there's the Robo I was talking about with Seed. Playing this a little bit safer. That's more his style.
Yeah, going into the expansion play. And the question, of course, now is how is Rain going to play this? We are most likely going to see a robotics play him as well. He needs the Observer for the high ground vision. And then the aggression of him is going to show us how well he is going to play this game in the Protoss versus Protoss. Against Zerg, not successful at all today. Maybe in the mirror match, he's a little bit stronger. Seed, of course, is hoping to take this series with a 2-0, at least with the 2-1. And they get a good position. But for now, he needs the first few Immortals. We don't see him with an expansion just yet.
Cool pylon for Rain, by the way. You can warp in units from there, and it's really hard for Seed to actually deny that. I really like that. So many players would actually just try to hide it on the low ground there, which you can get the pylon up faster if you do that, but it's just not going to have the longevity of the pylon that Rain just planted. Warp gate research are done. He's skipping the Robo. He's just going to go for the ground attack at the Nexus. He's going to take his own expansion behind this, as this will not actually kill Seed. It's possible, but he might be able to force a cancel on the Nexus.
No Immortal started just yet. Blink is halfway done. And as already mentioned, for Rain, the thing that we don't see is a robotics here, so no high ground vision for him. We'll have to rely on an attack at the low ground.
With no Immortal, man, he actually could end this game.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that we don't see one.
It's all about whether or not Seed gets those perfect force shields. He sees this now, so he should be able to get the perfect force shields. But the Nexus, this is what he wants to force a cancel on, so he can start his own Nexus at home.
He has to cancel. He only has sentries. Sentries don't really do damage. There's no way for him to save it.
Nope, definitely not going to save that.
Way too many Stalkers.
This is the fastest possible Stalker attack you can see. He waits till the last second to cancel it because he wants to get the resources back.
Yeah, it's the
by the time
now.
Is he going to blink in? No. He forces 2 force fields down, though.
Yeah, he has a lot of sentries on the other hand, and Immortal number 1 is there. He needs more than 1 Immortal though. That is not enough, and Seed adds additional gates and still producing probes. He has a way higher probe count than his opponent. There's Immortal number 2.
Immortal number 2, 2 Zealots warping as well, so if he blinks up, these Zealots are going to do some extra damage to any units that can fight melee. You know, a Zealot could beat a Stalker straight up if the Stalker can't micro, and that's what happens when you blink on top of a Zealot.
The additional gates for Seed now, and at the same time we have the sentry for Rain. This is of course to contain his opponent.
Robotic support bay goes up for Seed. It's probably going to be for Colossi to bust out, but you know, he could go for a Warp Prism play from here as well since he's contained.
He has the option, that's right. The double Immortal now and going for the 3rd one too, so there's just no way for Rain to approach and to blink up the ramp. He can do it, but he would immediately die. Would be suicidal.
He needs to make sure he stays on top of his force fields though, because if Seed walks down, which is very unlikely because Seed can't assume he's not paying attention. That's just not something he can do, but if he were able to get down with those Immortals, he would crush the army. And this Immortal starts to fire.
That's a nice concave here though, and now there is already the Robotics Bay, while Rain decides to move back. He knows that he is ahead with his economy, has the expansion already up.
He doesn't really know what's up there, you know? He did that one blink, he saw the Immortals, but he doesn't know if he's going to be facing a Warp Prism that's coming out. What if Immortals start landing on the other side and trap the Stalkers in? Seed has the much better supply here.
And now he has the Observer. Now he can blink into the main base.
I don't think it's going to be too useful. Uh-oh, Seed sees him. Seed sees the Observer.
Close. That was really close. I thought Seed might lose his Observer here, and that would of course been really bad. The army supply is better for Seed, and he has also the way better composition. He's so far ahead in tech of his opponent. It's just going to be so difficult for him to actually make this work, because he needs to be careful that the Stalkers are not blinking to his main base and attack his economy.
I feel like now though Seed, because of his composition, has enough units to leave half his units as natural, half at the main base, and he'll be able to do that. Oh, Rain is trying to buy time. He's trying to make something work here, but his composition, like you said, is so behind.
It will take an eternity for him to get the Colossus out.
Yep, he's about to have 2 Colossi out, in fact. He wants those Stalkers to blink in. He may get his wish. Rain's thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's just not a good idea.
The harvest account at this point is still in favor of Seed, so his saturation will be better as soon as the expansion is done.
Guardian Shield goes up. No fight.
He actually has a nice trap here. If Rain suddenly decides to jump into the main base, he will immediately face the Zealots and the Immortals. Seed is in a much better position overall.
Rain needs to take some risks here, but it's too late for Warp Prism for his Robotic Support Bay. He needs to just try to get a second Robo up and try to get ahead in Colossi, or maybe add a Forge and get his upgrade leads. He needs to do something like this, because composition-wise he's just behind. Sometimes you can catch up when you do a build like this and your opponent makes too many Immortals because he's scared, and Seed actually is going to be the one to get faster range as well as the Forge.
Yep, he will be in the position to get the better upgrades.
That pylon is as good as well.
Yeah, the pylon is done, and well, Rain is now moving back as well. Is he blinking into the main base? No, he can't. He knows about these Immortals.
He's got no real opening here.
Yep.
Now there's another pylon as well. That pylon I talked about earlier is a pretty cool pylon, but gets exposed and found.
The Forge is done. Can start with a +1 attack upgrade. The Forge for Rain just now started. +1 attack for Seed is faster, of course.
They're both on the same probe count, but the army supply for Seed is about 15 up right now.
He just has the better composition here. Once again, the attempt to blink in, but the Observer sees everything.
He could leave that army there and then just walk across the map with the rest of his stuff and start putting pressure on, but he decides not to. He just wants to play this long, late game.
No counter blink or anything for Seed. He's just happy with the composition that he has. Range is nearly completed.
He doesn't want to build Stalkers. He doesn't want to use gas on that. He wants to use gas only on Colossi. Second, Robo comes up faster for Rain, which is really smart. That's one way you can catch up potentially with Colossi.
Third base though now for Seed.
This is going to force Rain to do something. You can't let that go up.
Oh, he actually goes in, tries to force the cancel.
He's going to force a cancel actually, but Seed was a little bit slow in the reaction there. Should have been able to kill some of these Stalkers.
Blinks away. Is he using that to chase him? No, he's not. Third base comes up for Rain now, and of course Seed will rebuild his base fairly soon. You can really see that he's 30 supply ahead already, and now he gets his counter blink as well as the second robotics. His +1 attack upgrade is already on his way to be completed, and then he will most likely see the +2 as soon as the Twilight Council is done.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if he's going to get blink. I think he might just get charge and +2. He may get blink though. It gives you a little bit more flexibility against your opponent's blink Stalkers, so that when he blinks away, you can chase him. There's +2 coming out. I think we'll see charge in just a second. Rain is trying to open up the flank here so he can come and attack the third base by ground a little bit later. We may see cannons go up for Seed.
Army supply is 20 ahead for Seed.
I would not be surprised to see a Dark Shrine for Seed either, so that he can start doing some harassment around the map and try to get some better map vision and control.
Oh, the Observer's gone.
Yeah.
He found the Observer, he killed it, so now suddenly he has...
Now he can just do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he can just go ahead if he wants. He can just try to attack. The count in Colossi is still in favor of Seed. Takes his third base here as well, as mentioned. The rocks are nearly gone.
Killing
Seed is just sitting tight.
Yeah, killing those rocks makes it so that even if he doesn't have an Observer, he can go in here and do some damage like he's going to try to do now, but he doesn't have enough firepower. Not this time.
Yeah.
He actually just pokes the Nexus and runs away before he even sees a chase because he knows that it's too risky to stick around.
Seed just forgot for 15 seconds to start his +2 attack upgrade. Sorry, Rain, that is. That wouldn't be a big deal if Seed would also have small gaps between his upgrades, but he doesn't. He starts one after another, and this gives him, again, a little bit of a lead when it comes down to the upgrades. He also really pays attention to his chrono boosts, really meticulous about it. If he goes into +3 right away, that would help him so much. Oh, and Rain actually trying to be the aggressor?
Well, this is interesting. He's going to find himself facing a sick amount of production from Seed with all the gates he's added right now and all the advantage he has in mined minerals.
Seed just completed charge, and if Rain walks across the map, which I highly doubt...
He just wants to take control of the Watchtower, looks like, which is pretty smart.
He would have faced him at exactly the time when Seed completes his +2 attack upgrade. And now Seed is starting to move out. The overall supply might be the same, but that only is the case because Rain has more harvesters than Seed. The army supply is still up by 20 for our LGIM Protoss.
And he's making a ton more units. Actually starting to switch into Immortals now. This is what happens when you hit... You know, some people say you need 7 to 9, some people say 12, but when you have a lot of Colossi, you can switch into Immortals.
Blink into the main base, taking down a few units. The first Stalker dies, the second one bites the dust as well, and now Seed walks across the map.
With way too much stuff for Rain to handle, but he needs to make sure he micros Colossi.
Yeah, he needs to go in here. He has the supply lead, his charge is done, his +2 is also completed. He does not get the +3 attack upgrade, but we have the first few Archons for him.
+2 being done here for Seed really helps him out. He's actually going to be able to take these 2 Stalkers out without losing any of those Zealots. Observer goes down, that's a big problem.
Army supply 137 against 110.
4 more Archons coming up here.
+2 though is going to complete for Rain. They will be on even upgrades, no +3 for Seed.
This is pretty scary. Rain, like you said, is going to tie up the upgrades.
There's the attack upgrade finally now for Seed, losing a lot of time and allowing Rain to equalize the score. There's
the Archon count, man, that's one big problem. 5 to 2. The Immortal count is actually heavily in favor of Rain, though, so he's got to make sure that the Immortals don't connect with his Zealots and the Archons.
And here we go, here comes the battle, the war of the wars, blah blah blah, here we go.
Here we go, man,
Moving
and Seed has the better Colossus count, and the Archons tanked enough. Now the Zealots actually cut up those Immortals, and Rain, he's even in supply for a few more seconds, but once those Colossi start connecting, it's going to be the end.
The army supply is the big issue. GG. Seed wins it easily. He has way more army supply than his opponent. The overall supply looked pretty different, but pretty much the same. But the problem was really here that we had so many harvesters for Rain, and now suddenly the Casper Protoss finds himself on the -6 map score.
Yeah. Just like MVP yesterday, if he loses this next one, he'll be at -7, only taking 1 set in this entire group.
Seed is now on +1 map score, and if he takes another map, then we will see him with a 2-1 match score. That went really well for him. And for Rain, this is just a horrible day. He wants this day to be over. He wants to go to bed.
Yeah. Oh man, that is something that he's probably going to want to forget.
Yep.
This group.
This is one of those days where you just want to go to bed and you want to forget that it ever happened.
I wonder if he's going to do something weird on this map, because he's in this position where like it just does not matter, and he's got no confidence in himself. You can just see it on his face. Where's Boxer? He's not even in the booth with them. He's all alone here. Totally alone. You can see the one lone Zealot, as this is our only Protoss versus Protoss. No
Fighting
other
with
creature.
himself.
Yeah. Daybreak is the map choice. Not a good map for Blink Stalkers in the same fashion we saw him use Blink Stalkers.
You see Stargate occasionally on this map.
Yeah.
Actually a really good build here.
You know, Blink Stalkers can be actually really good on this map at the natural in the same way he rushed them, but once you get defended, then you can't really do backstabs like we saw. But if you also face a build like Seed Shows, then you still can't do backstabs because you can't get it.
Look at Rain, he looks so sad. I just want to go in his booth and hug him. Seriously, this guy looks devastated.
He certainly does. Looking up now as the countdown has started. He doesn't have time to mourn anymore. This is literally his last chance. He needs to take the win here.
If he doesn't want to end up being 0-4 in the group, he needs a win on this map. Daybreak is the map in the PvP. Seed versus Rain at the GSL, the Blizzard Cup. Colorful.